You're watching ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's.
It is the final day of Feast Week, and it is the 11th installment of the Advocare Invitational here in Orlando, Florida. The championship game has arrived. The Iowa State Cyclones taking on the Zags of Gonzaga, a top 25 matchup to take the crown. Both teams have looked very impressive thus far in this event and for the season overall. A pair of undefeated 5-0 squads meeting for the first time. Iowa State got a bit of a scare in the first game against Indiana State, and then they just dismantled Miami 73-56. Gonzaga also getting a scare. They were down 11 of the Gators before rallying to come back and make it to this championship game. And with that, we say hello and welcome. He is the Hall of Famer, Dickie V. I am Mike Morgan. Great to be with you, Dick. Also, Andy Katz joining us. And Dick Vitale, there's so much excitement in the air right now about Gonzaga. A lot of people believe Mark Few has his best team, and the reason is the depth of this team and the overall versatility.
Well, you know, I really like this basketball team because of what you just said, Mike. They're multi-dimensional. They got size on the interior. They got perimeter players. And then when you think about this club, they got 8 players you see right there, averaging 17 minutes a game, scoring 6 points a game. He has a lot of flexibility in his substitution patterns. This could be a very special team. In fact, I think right now they're the best team on the West Coast. I really believe that.
Pretty high praise, no doubt. Meanwhile, Iowa State, they've been a model of consistency here lately under Coach Prohm. And they got some great news in the offseason. Monte Morris could have gone to the pros, one of the best point guards in America. He's back for his senior year, and he's back with a vengeance.
Well, you know, whenever you have a great point guard, he really initiates your offense. He does a great job defensively. And Monte Morris ranks right up there with the top 5. He has an assist-to-turnover ratio 6-1. He distributes the ball, got in foul trouble. It was amazing that they beat Miami as convincingly as they did because he only played 22 minutes and he was 2 for 6 shooting. He was not really the Monte Morris that people at Iowa State know.
Coach Prohm will tell you they haven't even played their best game of the year yet. When they get everything going, they could be dangerous. Part of the reason why Deontay Burton, who was terrific in that win over Miami, he's kind of taken over some of the workload that George Niang left before bolting for the NBA. And for Gonzaga, it's not just that they're big. They can shoot. Matthews, Williams, Goss, Perkins can all beat you from outside. Mark Few now in his 18th year as the head coach of the Zags, 17 for 17 thus far in making it to the NCAA tournament. Multiple Sweet 16s, an Elite 8. The only thing missing for the resume, a Final 4. And there is Steve Prohm. You want about talk about filling some large shoes. The mayor, Fred Hoiberg, went on to the NBA, but Steve Prohm has done a great job in 2 seasons.
Well, you talk about popularity. Fred was Mr. Iowa State, doing a solid job. And you talk about right now with the Bulls, there's Karnowski. See, there's the size. I think mismatches are going to be really difficult size-wise for Iowa State. Karnowski, and off the bench, Tilly, and you went off the bench as well, Collins.
The cumbersome lefty is going to be going up against 6'5" Deontay Burton. That's a lot of height to give away.
Well, you're going to play Iowa State right now. You got small ball against big ball. You got to defend the 3. You got to defend the 3 because they got guys that can shoot it. Thomas, Morris, you got guys that can make that 3.
Burton on a brick on the other end. This is Matthews, the Cal transfer, a sharpshooter.
He didn't have a good game in that game we had against Florida, but he's very capable.
Karnowski draws a double. Kick out pass to Matthews on a 3, and he knocks it down.
You know, he was a 41% shooter from the 3 when he played for the Golden Bears. I mean, Transfer City, they become Transfer City Gonzaga.
Hope and the harm on the other end for Monte Morris.
Came out of Flint. I don't understand how he didn't wear a Michigan State uniform. They should go there with Mr. Izzo. There he is right now driving a lane. Shoots that little floater right over the big guy. He told me that Michigan State got in a little bit too late. He was already being recruited. But remember this, they've had some luck when you think about Iowa State from Flint as well. I remember a great player by the name of Jeff Grayer.
Former NBA player, Jeff Grayer, absolutely.
Let's see a little pressure, changing defenses. A little 1-2, 1-1. We'll try to match up.
That's going to be a problem all night, Dickie B.
Well, that size, big, strong, wide body. Great story. Got to give the kid a lot of credit coming back from a back surgery last year.
Burton rattles one home. Deontay Burton, the transfer from Marquette, last year's Big 12 newcomer of the year.
Yeah, he's very strong, physical kind of player at 6'5", giving away a lot of size, doubling up on the basketball.
That leaves an open three again for Gonzaga. This time it's Williams-Goss.
Well, see, they're an example of the great passing ability of Karnowski. Ball goes in a post, they fire at him 2 people. He knows mentally where the open guy is.
Burton with a mid-range jumper. Both teams starting off guns a-blazing.
No, we're on fire right here. They saw Mickey Mouse in the house and they got excited.
Those defenders on Karnowski must feel like Mickey Mouse in the paint. That time, a turnover.
See the pressure. They use him as a release man when they throw the ball inside to Karnowski. There's the big, strong guy, great hands. Now one can pass it out in a double team. Brings it out to the wing, wide open.
Gonzaga 4 for 4 from the field here in the early going. Morris got caught in the air with nowhere to go. Winds up in the hands of one of their sharpshooters. That's True Long, his 172nd three of his career.
Right, ranked 7th with the team in the history of the program. 6th is Thomas, has 176.
Another open three, and again, Gonzaga cannot miss. My goodness.
Get a lot of wide open looks, though. Wide open, and they're making them pay.
That was Perkins who played so well in the win against the Florida Gators. Teams have combined 9 for 10 from the floor.
Wow. You know, you mentioned Perkins. He kept them in the game against Florida. Florida jumped down on him big, was up 11. Perkins kept them in with 15 points at the half.
Second turnover on the Zags.
This is a good game, man. You can see quality basketball. You got number 11 in the nation and number 21 in the nation. Call your friends up, get them to the tube. Watch some basketball. Forget football now. We had enough football yesterday.
Both teams, by the way, made it to the Sweet 16 last year, and had they won, they would have met in the Elite 8.
That's the burden. You mentioned it earlier. Gonzaga's got to get over that hump of getting to a Final Four.
Three ball from the corner. Again, True Long on fire here early on.
Well, we said you got to defend the 3-ball if you want to beat Iowa State. They got guys that can knock them down.
Williams-Goss with the response. My goodness, Dickie V. High-quality shooting.
Hey, you're talking about shooting, man. This is big-time shooting. This is Stephen Curry kind of shooting.
We got ourselves a shootout here in Orlando. Stop and pop for Morris. Off balance, thought he got fouled. Matthews to Karnowski, directing traffic. Into the hands of Perkins on a curl. And another offensive foul on Gonzaga. That's got Karnowski.
You know, turnovers have really hurt Gonzaga. I mean, don't see it in their record, obviously, but it hurt them big time in the first half against the Gators. They settled down more in the second half, made a few adjustments.
That's a great point. The adjustments that Mark Few made in that game. Remember, Florida was up by 11 at one point. Gonzaga in the second half, so steady, just completely dominated the second half.
You know, Florida is going to be a very good basketball team all year. As is Seton Hall, who we saw in this tournament as well.
Burton a little bit out of control, and then a reach-in foul as the ball is hauled in by Tilly, the freshman from France. What a opening stanza to this one. Gonzaga up by 3.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Advocare. To learn more about Advocare products, visit advocare.com. And ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World Resort. The ultimate sports experience for athletes, families, coaches, and fans.
Both teams on fire to start things off here in the championship game. Gonzaga up by 3. Mike Morgan, Dick Vitale, and the third member of our broadcast team. Let's check in with the one and the only Andy Katz.
Well, thank you, Mike. Certainly Monte Morris is getting all the headlines for Iowa State, and with good reason. But if there ends up being a most valuable player not named Monte Morris, it may end up being Deontay Burton. And for a number of different reasons. On your screen right now, you're seeing the way he can score in a variety of ways, inside and out. We've already seen it here in the first couple of minutes of this game. But what Steve Prohm told me right before tip-off is he's going to have to experiment a little bit more with him playing the 5 spot because of the injury to Solomon Young. He's out with a hand injury. That means they're essentially a shorter team. We saw Merrill Holden defending Shemek Karnowski, but you're going to see Burton doubling down a little bit more with him, and they're going to have to use him in a variety of roles, especially going forward, because they're going to have to play small ball, something they're learning how to do in this tournament.
Well, you know, Andy, he has a 6'11" wingspan, so that helps him. He's a very explosive athlete. They're going to do a little trap right here. They do an excellent job breaking that trap. They got guards that can handle the ball.
Zags have not missed a shot yet. Finally, off the mark. That's the first one in 7 attempts. Leaning shot off the window and in by Meichu Long.
You know, he's a great addition. He was out all year with an injury, had hip surgery. And he's certainly a guy, a veteran player, can make shots. They lost Niang, as you said earlier. But on the other side, Gonzaga, they lost Wilcher, outstanding shooter, and they lost Sabonis, starting in the NBA.
All right, two guys who combined for 38 points and 20 rebounds a game. So a staple of both these programs, able to replace that kind of talent and still be top 25.
See what I love about this club? The way they pass the ball. They share the ball so well. They do a great job looking for one another. And they got a bunch of guys that can really pass the rock.
As the freshman Collins knocking that last one in, and an open three is off the mark for Thomas. Thomas with 176 career three-point shooters. One of the more underrated players in the league. This guy's not underrated. Matthews was terrific at Cal. He's terrific with Gonzaga.
Well, great drive by Matthews. Showed his strength going to the basket. He's a 41% shooter last year from the three.
Dickie V, this is high-level basketball as Morris buries the triple.
Well, you know, that's an area he's got to be a little bit more consistent on. He makes that. He really elevates his game because his skills, his vision, his passing ability are as good as anybody in America.
This is not bad defense, folks. This is just outstanding offense. Williams-Goss, after the flyby, buries another three.
Just again, great execution. Throw the ball to the open guy, get a trap, find the open guy. You know, Williams-Goss, an incredible story. Left where he was like really a super player for the University of Washington. Wasn't like he was getting playing time. They weren't too happy out there in Washington to see him go to Spokane from Seattle.
Turnover on the Cyclones. You're absolutely right. I mean, you look at the numbers on Williams-Goss at Washington, 15.5 points, 6 assists, 4.5 rebounds a game. That's insane.
You know, usually you get guys on the lead because of the fact not getting playing time, unhappy. But that wasn't the case. He wanted to get into a winning environment.
Right.
You know, Washington yesterday got beat by TCU. They got a great player by the name of Fultz who can really score.
One of the top freshmen of the year. And Mark Few will tell you when you ask him why people want to come to Gonzaga, A, they win, B, they develop players, and they've done that so well in his 17 years. Zags up 5 with a basketball. Good defense there by Morris, getting his hand in the passing lane.
Went to the bench, put in Tilly. Talked about it the other day. His dad is the national volleyball coach in France. Brothers were All-Americans in volleyball. Had another brother play basketball at Utah.
Right. Now, when you talk about Tilly and Collins, these are not plotters. These are 7-footers that can move and are skilled. Open three from the corner, and finally Gonzaga cooling off just a touch.
I love the potential of Zach Collins. I think he's headed for really being a special, special player. He shot that down from my house in Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch area.
Offensive rebound sets up Morris. Battle fought for, and there's Burton coming away with it in traffic.
That's the strength Burton has. Talked a little bit about that what Andy Katz did, about his ability to go inside. 6'11" wingspan.
Collins from close range draws the foul on Bowie.
Collins comes from a high school, produced so many outstanding players. Bishop Gorman out of Vegas. Now watch Burton in traffic right here. Showing that strength, explosiveness, and the strength to hold that basketball in traffic and convert. Came the way of Marquette.
Collins, a McDonald's All-American. This recruiting class, a 5-man class, ranked number 23 in the nation last year by ESPN. And for more on Collins, let's check in with Andy.
McDonald's All-American, as you said, for Gonzaga, a rarity, their only one they've ever had. But in talking to their staff last night, they were saying, first of all, Zach Collins has really bought into coming off the bench in large part because he was playing behind guys like Zimmerman and Jeter at Bishop Gorman. So he had not been a star in high school, a bit of a late bloomer. They expected him to be one, certainly at Gonzaga.
Tell you what, they produced a lot of players also in football. That school is unbelievable athletically.
Look at that pass to Matthews on the finish.
Great finish, transition basketball. Matthews got great scoring ability. We did not see it the other day against Florida, but there's no doubt. You just, as you said earlier, Mike, 15.5 a game. You play in a school like California, you're pretty good.
Burton on the other end has it rattle out. Williams-Goss gliding in the front court, looking for the freshman.
That was a bad pass.
Yep.
Tried to make a special pass. It wasn't available. Got to make something spectacular.
4 turnovers on the Zags, and Iowa State gives it right back, or do they? No. Good save to Morris. And Burton has to corral it.
Small ball against big ball.
Yep.
What prevails? We'll find out before the afternoon is over.
We've already got 46 points in this half. We haven't even reached the 10-minute mark. Morris to Bowie. Takes it strong, and there's a block by Collins.
See, that's what the guy brings, the dimension, shot block, and rim protector. It's so valuable to clubs to have big guys on the inside that can play.
You're going to take it in strong on these Gonzaga trees. You better take it real strong. Shot clock down to 10. Matthews almost loaded up another three. Now Nelson goes to work. 3 to shoot. Nelson on a runner. An air ball and a rebound to Burton.
They got guards they can go to, man. You got Melson, Perkins, you got Williams, Goss, Matthews. That's a strong core of backcourt performers.
Weiler Babb out of the game. They work it down low. Morris, kick out pass. Another three on the way. Offensive rebound, no. Scrappy play there by Tilly.
Oh, got a foul back here.
And a foul on Nelson.
Got a foul back here. Nigel Williams-Goss, fast break basketball, great pass. Wow, 45-degree angle, score the deuce, baby. Wow, the Zags.
Well, we can all use a little motivational speech this time of year. The Hall of Famer, Dickie V, providing just that. Before we got started, Dickie V giving us some of his best stuff.
Well, remember, guys, today we got a big battle. We got to have a commitment. We got to play with pride. We got to play with passion. We're playing one of the best teams in the nation. And today I want you to play this game with great execution, and I want you to be efficient. I know offensively and defensively we're going to do a job. I'm really worried about being mentally tough because the club we're playing is going to play with great commitment and play with great intensity. And we have to play with emotion, intensity, and pride. There's no doubt in my mind when it's all said and done, your passion and your pride is going to lead you to the winner's circle because you're winners, baby. You're winners. So today, go out there, play with emotion, intensity, pride, and let's get that big W, baby. Okay? Let's get it done. Are you ready, baby? Let's go, Mickey. Let's get it done, baby. Let's get it done. Come on, Mickey. All right. All right. Let's get it done. We're ready to roll, baby. We're ready to roll.
Well, two things there, Dickie V. Number one, Mickey Mouse is coachable, which is important for a coach. But number two, you brought your A game today.
Well, you know, I love talking to young kids. I do that all over the country, give them motivational talks. But we had a little fun in there, Mickey Mouse. But if you can't smile and have fun when you see Mickey, something's wrong. I mean, it's just a delight to go to Disney World and see the Donald Ducks of the world, Minnie Mouse. And I may be 77, but I act about 5 when they get around them.
I'll tell you what, the fans are having some fun here today thus far. They've been treated to some great basketball game, including the fans from Hilton Magic 1200 Voyage, 1,200 miles away from Ames, Iowa. I talked to a number of their fans this morning, and a number of them said they made the trip all the way from Iowa. Some were located right here in Florida. Good place to retire if you're from Iowa.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Trust me.
Karnowski goes to work and fires up an air ball.
They did a great job taking him to the baseline, beating him to the spot there.
Knocked away by Gonzaga's Nelson.
You know, you look at Iowa State, you think about the Big 12. Well, my friends, I was talking to Steve Pearl before the game. I said, Steve, 12 in a row they've won. 12 in a row. Somebody going to finally stop them? That school? We know it. The Jayhawks. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk.
Kansas the favorite to win their 13th straight Big 12 title.
Well, they're a different team in that they got 3 outstanding perimeter players. When I say different than the Zags present with their size. I mean, Mason, Graham, and Jackson, who's going to be a super before it's done. They really have great perimeter players.
There's another Jackson on a 3. And a foul down low. That's going to be on Gonzaga. Going for the rebound. Speaking of some great teams, how about Wednesday at 9:15 Eastern Time on ESPN? It's another blockbuster ACC Big Ten Challenge matchup. We've got number 4 North Carolina. We've got number 3 Indiana, Assembly Hall in Bloomington.
Well, I can't wait to get down there. Tom Crean's club's going to play with a little chip on their shoulder after being embarrassed and humiliated by Fort Wayne. And North Carolina's been as impressive to me as anybody. They really played excellent basketball early. They were dominant out there in Mallet.
Joel Berry has picked it up about 5 notches this year. That's his team now.
Yeah, Joel Berry's become one of the elite point guards in the country right now. He's a point guard more like a lead guard because he puts points on the board as well as distribute.
Well, Gonzaga has shot an amazing 71% from the field. Give Iowa State credit, it's still just a 4-point lead.
Good double up on the ball, but see, they find an open man after a double ups.
Beautiful pass down low. This was Williams who had the hot hand against the Gators.
You know, I talked about that earlier, Mike. What impresses me, their unselfishness and the way they share the basketball and the ability to pass the basketball, always looking for the open shooter. You were right. Williams was dominant. Came out of Missouri.
He was in a tough spot in Columbia. A coaching change, a complete overhaul there in Columbia. Now he's on a team that certainly in this tournament looks like a team that has potential to go to the Final Four.
Well, you know, he has the ability. He also led them in rebounding. He led them in scoring. Shot blocks.
Karnowski, the biggest man on the floor, sets up an extra shot for Williams-Goss.
Well, that's just hustle right there. Williams-Goss, we talked about it. Great job at Washington. Matthews, great job at California. The message down there in Gonzaga is very simple. Hey, if you're unhappy, give us a call, baby. We'll transfer you. We'll transfer you.
Williams-Goss, the lead all scorers with 12. .8:46 to play, first half. Mike Morgan, Dick Vitale, Andy Katz. Great to be with you here on this Sunday, the final day of Feast Week. This has been a terrific tournament here in Orlando for 11 years and an outstanding March-like matchup between Gonzaga and Iowa State.
Well, you know, it's really interesting. Teams that do well really here in these various tournaments do well when it comes down to postseason. It's a great way to start and get that confidence built. In fact, I think you mentioned to me all 4 teams last year won tournaments in November that went to the Final Four.
That's right. And all 4 of those coaches, as Burton knocks down in the turnaround, all 4 coaches, Dickie B, will tell you, these type of tournaments in November prepare you for March.
Well, you know, they're not Cupcake City.
Right.
You're going to get good competition. You got to play back-to-back 24 hours later. Got to get ready, get prepared.
Williams, he's a lefty, but that was a right-handed shot off the window and in.
Very strong, very physical player. Got great bounce off the floor. This is a really good. I mean, no matter what happens here, I am convinced this is going to be one of the better teams they've had over the years, and they've had great ones at Gonzaga.
No question about that. No question about their play up to this point. Leading 33-24 here in Orlando. Gonzaga shooting lights out to an early 9-point lead against Iowa State of the Big 12 Conference. We mentioned Gonzaga losing Sabonis and Wiltshire to the NBA, but when you can get these kind of transfers, Dickie V, that helps the process move along much better.
Well, you know, they're not average players. All 3 of these guys were productive wherever they've been. They're not guys that came there as malcontents, unhappy, no playing time, moan and groan. Here it is. You're bringing in a lot of point totals. I mean, I'm not a mathematical genius, but you're looking at 20. You got over 32 points there between those 3 guys you bring them.
I love your point. All 3 were starters, and as you mentioned, they weren't malcontents. These are kids that fit well into Mark Few's program, and Mark Few doesn't take malcontents. And for more on that, here's Andy Katz.
And 2 of those 3 players actually sat out at Gonzaga. Jordan Matthews being the only one that was a transfer directly going from Cal right here to play right away. So having that ability to sit that year at Gonzaga, get adjusted, build up your game, build up your body, and get used to the Gonzaga system is something that has been going on for years under Mark Few. We saw that with Kyle Wiltshire going from Kentucky to Gonzaga. They really benefit from that redshirt year, and it allows them to get into the system and get used to it. And Gonzaga's benefited from this almost every year.
No question. But I'll tell you one thing. You look at their conference, it's not in a walk, man. St. Mary's, California is pretty good.
Absolutely.
They are really good. Coach Bennett's done a great job with that program.
Been their fair share of NCAA tournaments in recent times. Karnowski, the cumbersome lefty, another air ball. That's his second one.
He should have looked right there diagonally. He had wide open. He could have dumped the ball to Williams. He missed him. He normally finds the guy that's open.
They need some Burton right here. That's a bit of a force.
Is that strength, size of Karnowski wears on you. A skip pass.
And let him out of bounds. Matthews had his foot on the sideline. 5th turnover on Gonzaga.
You know, Iowa State had a tough game with Indiana State. Beat them in the last second, basically. Indiana State tough. Went 0-3 here. They really competed every game. Every game. Every game down the wire. Lost today to Quinnipiac, coached by Tom Moore. who Tom Moore was on the bench in 1999 as an assistant to Jim Calhoun.
That's right.
When they beat Gonzaga to go to the Final Four, and they won the national championship.
That's right. Coach Moore told us that's the most stressed he ever saw Jim Calhoun. No stress right now for Gonzaga shooting from outside. Perkins buries the triple.
They got so many guys that can make shots. We saw the Florida game. They were struggling. Second half, Nelson knocks down 2 big threes.
That year that UConn knocked off Gonzaga. Gonzaga was a number 10 seed. It was back when Dan Munson was the coach. Of course, Mark Few took over shortly thereafter, and the rest is history.
Trying to force the ball on the interior right there, Mike. They got to do a little better job spreading the court with their quickness and shoot the three. If they're going to survive and win this afternoon, the 3 ball has to be big for them.
And so far, they're 3 of 9 from behind the arc.
That's 33%. Not going to get it done. They should do better than that.
It's another good look for Morris, but again, can't connect. Gonzaga's got it all going so far in this game. Inside, outside, balance, you name it.
Going a little zone defense here, changing defenses, trying to give them a different look, get them out of that rhythm. It was so efficient offensively early in this game, get shots they wanted.
Bowie on a push foul down low. Gonzaga is so big. I don't know if watching this team on television does it justice, but Nick, when we sit here courtside, you watch all these bodies come in. It's unbelievable the amount of size they have.
Well, you bring in Tilly, you bring in guys like certainly Collins and Barnowski. They're all 6'11", 7 foot. I mean, it's unreal.
Jonathan Williams at 6'9".
Yeah, who jumps really well. And then you put that together, they're not just an inside dominant team. They got balance. They got excellent perimeter players.
Under 6 minutes to go, first half. Gonzaga up by a dozen. Tilly, big to big, and Collins missed it from close range.
Well, he hesitated. You got to go up a little quicker with that ball. Wide open, have a size advantage. It's a little slow taking the ball to the basket.
Tilly on a 3. That's what he brings you, a 6'10" stretch 4.
He's a stretch 4, but he's also a guy very athletic. Got that a lot from his family. Talked about it earlier. Dad, national volleyball coach of France.
That's a big shot, and it comes at an opportune time for Mitru Long. Gonzaga was on a run, hitting 8 of 10 from 3. And the Zags are up a dozen with 5:11 to go first half. p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Number 24, Michigan State, and number 6, Duke. It's the ACC Big Ten Challenge. That's Tuesday night on ESPN. Grayson Allen banged up. They've been injured quite a bit in Durham in the early going of this season. For more on that, Andy Katz.
Well, let's add to this, because Coach K, after the victory over Appalachian State, made it clear that freshmen Harry Giles, Jason Tatum, and Marquise Bolden will not play against Michigan State in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, as they all 3 continue to rehab from their injuries. No timetable on when any of those 3 will return to action.
Tilly, silky smooth from 15.
Well, Tilly steps right in the open area. I'll tell you, Andy, they get those 3 kids in that lineup, they're going to be scary good. They're tough right now, and Allen's been battling multiple injuries, playing with a lot of pride and passion. A toe injury on a nice backdoor cut.
And a foul going for the block at the top floor by Tilly.
Andy, what do you hear about them coming back? I know you said there's no timetable, but what do you actually hear? What's the reports? When will those kids basically, you think, get back into playing basketball?
Well, at this juncture, I mean, I can't say exactly when, but I will tell you that I think the Giles situation may be the most intriguing. You know, in talking to some Duke officials, they said that he's been doing some 5-0, but our colleagues like Jay Williams and Seth Greenberg have had this whole debate going on about whether or not he should play at all this season. I'd be surprised as a competitor if he wouldn't play, but, you know, there's always people in their ear saying whether or not that's going to hurt your NBA draft status, because clearly he is a top 10 pick regardless of what happens. So that whole debate will be interesting to watch throughout the course of this year.
It's amazing. The kid's had so much tough luck, instead of multiple knee surgeries. Great talent. First time I laid eyes on him was a preliminary game to a North Carolina game, and I just stood there in awe watching his skills.
Some incredible bigs this year that are freshmen including Adebayo of Kentucky. He is built like a grown man at 18 years of age.
These kids come in as freshmen, you know, that's their classification. But they play so many games. Nice drive right there.
And that's the man they need to heat up, Dick. Monte Morris now with 8 points.
Yeah, he's going to take a little bit more command of the basketball. They need a little run here at the end of the half. Get a little Uncle Mo on their side to go to the locker room.
Iowa State has 3,000 fans in this building, and you can hear them now heating up. Need a couple of stops here in the final stanza of half number 1. Perkins on a 3. He rattles out.
Got a foul on Collins. No.
Well, they called it on Burton. Got Burton on a box out. Gonzaga ball when we come back. The Zags up by 10.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. And the Venture Card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Chris and Kara, thank you so much. Mike Morgan, Hall of Famer Dick Vitale, Andy Katz, thank you so much for stopping by the final day of Feast Week. Hope your Thanksgiving holiday has gone well. Gonzaga trying to hang a third banner here in the HP Fieldhouse. They're undefeated in this event, and a beautiful play off the inbounds.
Yeah, did a great job. Inbounds play. Nobody communicated. Came out of the timeout. That's coaching, man. That was set up. Karnowski was waltzed. That was a little waltz there for a layup.
How do you lose a guy who's 7'1" and over 300 pounds?
That's a good point.
It
Out of zone. You show a little zone right here, 2-3. Put Karnowski in the 3-second area, space eater.
Probably the biggest man in the state of Florida right now. Tough 3 with the shot clock ticking down for Mitru Long.
Well, he was off balance shooting that 3 right there. After a little fake, create some space. This is a special Gonzaga team. I liked them right out of the get-go, and I told you this even when they were down against Florida. They got all the components that you would want on a team. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you serious? Are you serious about sharing the basketball? Great little hook pass, the left hand. He's lefty. Great vision. Sees right over the top of the defense with that great size. He's got 4 assists, man.
The pride of Poland with a blind hook pass. Largest lead for the Zags. Cyclones did a response here quick.
The only chance they got, Mike, they got to make threes.
Right.
They got to make some threes. Getting a tough scoring on that interior with that size. They got to make these, baby.
Wide open 3 and a good time for Mitru Long, who's keeping him in it with 16.
Well, he's got to get more open looks. They got to get him the basketball. You got to go to the hot hand. Guy gets hot, you got to find him.
Whip pass, Karnowski. Nothing you can do about that.
He's got great touch. He's got great size, and they don't have size. It's a total M&M mismatch on the interior, the physical presence of Karnowski.
9 points for the man starting his 119th game for the Zags.
You know, trying to shoot over him right there is not really what you'd like offensively. I mean, that's a tough shot to make that. Giving away about 8 inches.
Cyclones only 39% from the field. Going to have to put together a better effort to knock off the number 11 team in America. Perkins. Karnowski feeling it. Oh, the big man making it look easy, Dickie D.
I'll tell you, the big guy right now is becoming the dominant force down in that lane. What a great story, though. The kid came back from back surgery. Wow, they're impressive here. What an impressive first half.
A 15-point cushion for the Zags, their largest lead. Knocked out of bounds, 14 to shoot for the Cyclones.
They're down 11 against Florida. Just kept hustling, scrapping. Mark told Andy at halftime, he said, we're going to make a few adjustments. He said, I think we can get back, and they did get back. I like that Florida team. I like the veterans. Mike White's done a good job with that club. They got some good physicality, and Ibuno on the inside.
Well, that's what Florida has that Iowa State doesn't. Ibuno, a guy that can actually cause some problems in the paint for this big Gonzaga team.
Oh, look at it, look inside. Some great Karnowski just having a field day, man. Look at a nice little hook pass. The left-handed hook pass, great vision, and then down low. So you can't stop me here, baby. That's a mismatch. There's no chance. There we go, down in the interior.
The pride of Poland, Przemek Karnowski with a terrific first half, 10, 4, and 4. That's going to be a turnover on Mitru Long. Third turnover on the Cyclones.
Talking about Gonzaga, about 2,800 miles. That trip and journey will be a lot sweeter if they got a gold trophy in their hands.
That's right. By the way, if you want to take it by car, it's 40 hours, Dick. If you want to take a nice little trip to Spokane.
It's only 40 hours?
40 hours.
I can handle 40
take
hours.
Take the family, absolutely.
I'll let you drive. I fall asleep. I sit in the back. I work on my Twitter.
For you, I'll do it, Dickie V. For you, I will go ahead and play the role of chauffeur. Oh, goodness. Gonzaga up big. We've talked so much about Mark Few and the job he has done in 17 years. 5 Sweet 16s, 1 Elite 8. Mike Morgan, Dickie V, I know you're a fan of Mark Few. It's hard not to be. The question is, can he get over hump? Is this the team that can make it to the Final Four?
Well, I don't see any reason why not. I mean, obviously, though, when you talk about college basketball, one bad night, a certain matchup, and the party's over. I mean, he doesn't have to validate to me that he's a Hall of Fame status coach by what he's done because he has to get to a Final Four. But I will tell you this team has the potential. Why? Just look at all the parts. They got perimeter players. I mean, you want perimeter players? They'll give you guys like Matthews. They'll give you Perkins and Melson and certainly Nigel Ross Williams. I mean, they got them all. Let's look at his bio. Incredible. He went once to the Elite 8. That was in 2015. They got beat by Duke. Duke went on to win the championship. Then he was an assistant to Dan Munson in '99, and they got beat by Connecticut, and Connecticut won the national title.
He has had a lot of suitors, but he'll tell you, hey, I'm in Spokane. I'm fly fishing with John Stockton on a regular basis. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I love that, John Stockton. He probably gets a little picture with him, says hello to John. You're talking about a guy that became a player. I mean, a lot of people were wrong about his ability. He became an incredible Hall of Famer.
Williams-Goss short on the 2. Karnowski misses the 3. And that is how half number 1 comes to an end. Gonzaga looking like a Final Four team in that half.
Well, they put the whipping on them big time. Very similar to what they did to a really quality San Diego State team as well. And this team is legit. There is no doubt about it. They're a legit top 10 team.
Gonzaga shooting 65% at half number 1 as we say hello to Andy Katz.
All right, Steve, how do you come back against Gonzaga?
The biggest thing is on both ends of the floor, really. I mean, obviously they got us the size advantage. We tried to trap early, wasn't good. They got it out. They made threes. But our offensive execution, we got to slow down. We're playing in their hands by keep going faster and faster and giving them more possessions down there. We got to mix defenses up, and then we've got to get around. Karnowski's just got us deep. But the last couple minutes we should have been in zone, but the game's got a fast enough pace that if we can get some stops, we can get it to within 5. That's what we were hoping. We had it to 10 the last media just to close it out and stay there going in a half. But we got to be smarter down here and tougher down there.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
A Crimson Tide alum, Steve Prohm, in his second year with Iowa State. They trail it by 15 as we send it to the studio for the Jeep Halftime Report with Chris and Kara.
You're watching ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's.
It is the final day of Feast Week. It is the 11th annual Advocare Invitational here in Orlando. Entertaining first half, particularly if you're a fan of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They were impressive, 49-34 halftime lead. This is the championship game. Iowa State throttling Miami in the semis. Gonzaga got a scare from Florida, but they do advance 77-72 to set up this matchup. Big 12 West Coast Conference. The Hall of Famer, Dickie V. I'm Mike Morgan. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving week. We've certainly had a lot of fun here. Dickie V, we talked about Gonzaga, how versatile they are. They can beat you inside, outside. You got Williams-Goss hitting threes. You got Karnowski doing everything inside. How do you stop this team?
Well, you know, they got guys that can shoot, they can stroke it. Then they got the big guy, Karnowski, inside dunking. Unbelievable. Take a look right here. Started with Nigel Goss Williams. There he is. Great pass. Williams-Goss around there. There's the great pass. Made a tremendous pass there. He comes up with the loose ball, knocks down the 3. Williams-Goss, such an addition. And then he's got the big inside package. Mr. Karnowski, the K-Man. He's like a killer on the inside. There's the K-Man. Very strong, a little jump hook in the lane. And then he shows his passing ability with a little hook pass. I'll tell you, the space eater inside, the size, has really created a nightmare for Iowa State.
It's going to be tough to beat Gonzaga on any night, but when they shoot 65% from the field, that's an awfully tall order for the Cyclones.
Well, you know, they made the first 7 shots. They came out, they were on fire. They got excited when they saw Mickey in the house. And they really, they got so many people that hurt you. You can't defend one guy. They got got great balance.
Morris has had a quiet game thus far. They really need the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year, Monte Morris, to get it going.
Yeah, the only chance they got to get back in the game, they got to make a little run and hope they got to play this in segments. At the 10-minute mark, get it about 9 or 10.
Gonzaga did not miss many open looks in the first half. Matthews misfires. And a three on the other end, and that's big for the Cyclones, Deontay Burton.
Well, we said it early, and I'll say it again. The only chance they have, the three ball has to be big for them. They're not going to score around the basket. They don't have the kind of size and post play like they had last year with Niang.
Karnowski on a kick out, another open look, and again Williams-Goss right between the eyes of Morris.
You know what impresses me about the big fella, Karnowski, his ability to be aware and have knowledge where his teammates are on the floor. He immediately gets that ball right to the open shooter.
And you can't teach that, can you?
Well,
I mean, it's a lot of instincts.
It's a lot of instincts, but also you can see they teach that in their patterns and half-court offenses, trying to spot up certain areas of the floor.
One of the rare times Merrill Holden gets free inside for the bucket.
Well, Holden gives him a deuce, played well yesterday, did a good job. Actually, it was Friday.
Perkins on a three, too strong, tapped around and into the hands of Deontay Burton. Monte Morris has been quiet in this game thus far. He's got a chance to do some amazing things in his final year. He's got a chance to match Jeff Hornacek, the only guys to get 1,000 points, 600 assists, and 200 steals.
Wow, Hornacek now doing a good job at the Knicks as them playing good basketball.
Pick your poison, Dickie V. Now it's Williams on a three.
That's what I'm saying. They got so many people that can hurt you. Williams, a transfer, we talked about it, comes out of Missouri. It's an incredible job for them. They got great, I said it earlier, they got great balance. They really do.
Foul on Karnowski, going for another block. He's got 121 career rejections.
Watch this. Look at this here. Look at this. 4 guys around him, and he's got vision over the top of them, and he's going to find the open man. He is going to find the open man. There it is. Tremendous when you got a post player who knows how to play. He knows how to play. I mean, he's not going to beat you a lot of quickness. And he's not a guy that's selfish. He's a guy that wants to play within the teamwork, the team concept.
I tell you, the only guy I saw get swarmed like that, like Karnowski did on that possession, was you with the autograph hounds before each game here in this tournament.
I have so much fun, though. I'm a hot dog. I love signing. I love being with the kids. They make me act so young, man. One of the writers said to me earlier, he said, where do you get that enthusiasm and energy? Are you kidding me? How could you not get it when you sit at courtside? With great games.
Especially with 2 great teams.
I can't wait to sit there Wednesday night. It's going to really be special. Bloomington, Indiana. It'll be rocking like you cannot believe. The Hoosiers, will they bounce back against the Tar Heels?
It's part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge starting tomorrow. 14 games over 3 days, several marquee matchups. Around the horn, Perkins on an open tray. They are just not missing today. 11 for 17 from downtown.
Well, you know, 1 minute you call the name Perkins. Then you call the name Nelson. Then you call the name Karnowski. Then you call the name Jonathan Williams. Then you call the name right out there for Nigel Goss Williams. I mean, it's unbelievable how many guys that can hurt you.
Burton on the mid-range jumper. Timeout. Coach Prohm of Iowa State. Gonzaga up big here in Orlando. Beautiful shots of Epcot, not too far from Magic Kingdom. Iowa State fans trying to provide some Hilton magic, but they trail at 58-42 here in Orlando, the championship game, as we check in with Andy Katz.
Well, thank you, Mike. I walked onto the court with Gonzaga head coach Mark Few to start the second half, and he told me what he was most pleased with, actually, was once they settled down, there was that 4 to 5 minute stretch where they really buckled down defensively. On the offensive side, he said, first of all, the fact that they were taking team shots, and we've seen that with the ball movement so far at the start of the second half. He said, I don't want them to fall in love with the 3 too much, but they're already 3 of 5 in the second half on the 3, and more than anything, he said defensively, make sure that we pay attention to detail and not give up loose ball turnovers, which is just happening in front of us right now.
Andy, it was as if you saw the future there. Perfect segue into a turnover. Iowa State needs to force a few more of those.
Hey, Andy, let me just ask you this. You've seen Gonzaga over the years. Where would you stack this club up with some of the great teams in the past?
Well, it's funny you say that because I've talked to Mark about this, and he gets a little he's a little bristled if people keep saying this is his best team ever. What he did tell me, and I agree with him on this might be his most balanced team, and he's got great depth, but he's had better talent, and we've seen that over the years with guys that have played, whether it's in the NBA or professionally overseas. I don't know how many of these guys certainly will play in the NBA or even overseas, but he's got great balance and great depth. And it's all relative to each season. You know, you could argue that certainly the year Adam Morrison, Blake Stepp, you could go down the line of different times. They've had a great chance to get to the Final Four. But relative to this season, they certainly have a team that can get to Arizona.
You know, Andy, I get so upset. Everybody always wants to talk about do they have ability to play in the NBA. I don't care about the NBA, okay? I care about college basketball right now, and all I know is they're very good college players. Let's give the love right here. We play it so many times, these kids. NBA, NBA, NBA. If you're good enough, they're going to find you. If you're good enough, you're going to make a roster. So many guys don't understand how tough it is to make an NBA roster, especially with players now coming from all over the world. It is not easy, my friends. Enjoy college.
There's a guy that will make the NBA who just had a bucket and a steal on the other end. Iowa State trying to get into a run here.
They need a run. Unfortunately, their defense is not creating any opportunities for them.
Burton skips it into the corner, an open three. Not going to get a better look than that one. And a foul on the reach-in. You know, Dick, you're preaching to the choir on that. Think about this. Villanova wins the national championship last year. They didn't have a bunch of NBA guys.
You know, Villanova, what a story. It's just like this year. We keep talking to everybody about Kentucky and Duke when they get all their players. North Carolina's been unbelievable. I'd like to know somebody stand and tell me they had Villanova as the team to win the national title last year. That's the beauty of college. It's not 4 out of 7.
Karnowski can't hit it.
Let's see if they can get something in transition.
Thomas to Morris.
There's 2 ways they can get back in the game. Make threes and create some offense with their defense, which they have not been able to do.
Burton knocks down the triple, and all of a sudden Iowa State has closed to within 11.
That's what the triple will do for you. They can give you some item and woke up their fans. 3,000 of them here, Mike. You said 3,000. They came to Disney. They came to see Mickey. They came to see Iowa State. They want to see Iowa State. They're getting all fired up now.
7-0 run. Karnowski swarmed over. Beautiful ball movement to Matthews on a pull-up. Rattles out and into the hands of Morris.
Here comes the Cyclones. Monty Morris got to make things happen. We've heard so many rave reviews about his ability. They're going to pass.
Backdoor cut and the bucket for Thomas.
And that's Monty Morris at his best. Finding the open man. 6 assists, 1 turnover is his average. Oh, yes. Now we got a little game here.
A career 4.5 to 1 assist-to-turnover ratio. And how about this time?
Take a look right there. Great look. Open. They fell asleep defensively. Nobody rotated to the ball.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's and Viagra.
With Hall of Famer Dick Vitale, I'm Mike Morgan. Gonzaga has led throughout this ball game, but a 9-0 run for Iowa State to cut it to 9.
Well, they were down 18. We saw such great play. There's Burton right there, a little turnaround jump shot. There's a little floater by Morris in the lane. And then we'll see Morris over to Burton. Burton says, let me shoot the triple. He knocks down the triple. Now Morris with a great look, baseline drive. This is Buddy Thomas scoring. 9-zip, baby.
Iowa State is not the kind of team that's going to fold the tents. They've got the momentum right now.
They're playing harder right now, too, it seems. A little more passion. So when you're scoring, it brings a little bounce to your step. Now let's see now the poise. Let's see the poise. Let's equate that part of their
They don't play a lot of zone names, but we're seeing it right now, Dickie V.
Let's see right now. Tough to zone this club the way they pass the ball.
Into the corner. Short. Rebound. Tapped around and corralled by Mitru Long. Ahead to Burton. Burton one-on-one. Got it!
I mean, Burton now. Hey, can we be seeing what happened in the Battle of Atlantis when Louisville looked so impressive, up 22, and here Baylor came back, baby. Big 12. Could this be deja vu? Another Big 12 team doing the same?
They got the Cyclone Nation into the game now. Crowd is loud. Another turnover.
Cyclones are jumping with joy. Freddie Herberg's watching and he's cheering for his buddies. I heard he really stays in contact with Steve. Oh, what a tough pass that was. Tough pass.
Knocked out of bounds by Melson. Iowa State will retain possession, 14:02 to play.
See, you're an All-American candidate, right? This is where you got to take charge.
Right.
This is where Monty Morris got to lead this club and say, come on, let me take charge right here, penetrate, find open guys, get us to play defense.
Burton, who was so good in the win against Miami, going straight at Collins, a little bit out of control, got it back with the stick back.
Tell you one thing, he has really given that physical presence and strength. What a run we got here. What a run. Is that 13 in a row, baby?
A 13-0 run
13 in
for
a
the
row.
Cyclones.
I put up on Twitter, I'm so impressed with Gonzaga. What happened here? Oh, turnover. They got to settle down. They are giving Iowa State momentum. It looked like it was going to be a nice little afternoon for Mark Few and his boys here with that 18-point lead. But Burton is carrying his club.
Everybody marinating the turkey on Thanksgiving right now. Iowa State marinating in momentum. A 13-0 run. Burton's got 9 of them.
How much of the Des Moines writer to my left here, Randy Peterson, does a great job covering him. He can't believe it either. He talked at halftime and said the size is so unbelievable.
They have woken up this Hilton Magic crowd.
They're going to be a fun team to watch in the Big 12.
Burton has caught fire. Do you believe it?
Burton, baby. Burton has been awesome. Unbelievable. Here it is, down to it 3. Now we see if they got the poise and the patience and the ability to withstand this run. Gonzaga.
15-0 run.
Play man-to-man now.
Open 3 on the way. Off the mark, offensive rebound. Did he get a box out? Now another 3, and there's a silencer by Williams-Goss.
You know, Williams-Goss gets the deuce right there, but let me tell you this. Should have never, ever had that ball where it was. That ball should have been gobbled up on that missed shot.
That puts an end to the bleeding a little bit for Gonzaga. It's still a 6-point game. Williams-Goss probing, firing, no good. And a tip-in, flying in is Tilly, the freshman.
There's Tilly with that size, jumping ability, great length. They answer with 2 big baskets. They should have never, ever come up with that loose ball on that shot. They just watched rather than attack the ball, Iowa State.
A loose ball and then an offensive rebound. Baseline jumper is true, knocked down by Holden.
Holden played really well Friday night.
A foul away from the ball. What a run by Iowa State. Don't look now. It's a 6-point game here in Orlando, Florida. Don't forget, a week from today, we have finally reached the time where we have the answers to all the questions you've been asking. The College Football Playoff Selection Show, a 4-hour special beginning at noon Eastern Time on ESPN. And, of course, that will include who is going to be in the football Final Four. Dickie V, Mike Morgan. We know you have an opinion out there, Dickie V. I know you're a huge football fan. Who do you like in the Final Four?
Well, who I like, you got to have Alabama for sure, right? You got to have Ohio State, and you got to have Clemson. Now, the big question is who's number 4? People say, well, if they win the Pac-12 championship, Washington's number 4, beating Colorado if they do that. Well, I simply say whether they do that or not, I'd give the 4th slot to Michigan. I think that Michigan, that game was so unbelievable in that double overtime win that Ohio State had. A lot of controversy on the road. Unbelievable environment. They play them right to the wire. They lose a heartbreaker on the road to Iowa. They beat Colorado. I'm telling you, Michigan's one of the 4 best teams in the United States. So I'm telling that committee, and I have nothing up in Ann Arbor. If they're doing the right thing, they can't hear me in Seattle, can they?
I hope not.
They can't. I hope they don't hear me in Seattle.
You're not winning Pac-12 fans right now.
I forgot. We got Gonzaga. How dumb am I?
We are on the West Coast.
Oh, I thought we were going to blacken. I got to pull Eric Postman, our producer. I thought he was blacking that out in Seattle. Oh, I'm in trouble now. I love those Washington Huskies, but I still would put Michigan number 4.
They love you in the Midwest right now, I'll tell you that much. A lot of Big Ten love. 4 to shoot now for the Cyclones. Tough pass, tried to thread the needle, knocked out of bounds with 2 to shoot.
That pass was not available. You got to know when the pass is available, and that wasn't. You know, Bolden and Holden did a great job in that game against Miami. They had 12 points, 11 rebounds between them. They got to get some of their support players to contribute here. You can't just rely on Morris. Mitra Long's got to look for some shots as well. And Burton.
Inside, that's a clean block. And a shot clock violation did not hit the rim, so it'll be Gonzaga basketball.
Well, the one thing you got to be impressed a little bit with Gonzaga, most teams facing the kind of run that Iowa State put together, which led to panic. They have not panicked, but they got it back right here. They're up 6, and they got the basketball.
If you're Iowa State and you're watching Gonzaga shoot 57% from the field, I mean, they have not done anything that poorly, although get a little bit careless with the basketball here late, and you're still within 6 points. You got to be awfully thankful right now.
And they're a scrappy club. Just ask Jim Larinaga about him. Blew him away, Iowa State. Oh, good Miami team.
Iowa State, 2 out of the last 3 years, have made it to the Sweet 16. Both these teams coming off a Sweet 16 appearance a year ago.
Big 12 will be a little interesting now. Bobby Huggins got a heck of a basketball team. They lost that game at Temple. They were down 20, came all the way back. Took the lead, actually, and then lost it. Temple held on.
Karnowski missed it, and the Cyclones clear it.
Shot selection so big now. You got to make sure the right people, and Morris has got to make the plays. He's their leader. He's their catalyst. He's one of the premier point guards in the nation.
92nd career start for Monte Morris, who decided, you know what, I'm 16 credit hours short of a degree. I'm coming back. NBA will still be there. And a beautiful runner by Morris.
Nice little floater in the lane by Morris. Talk about the great point guards. You certainly think about Mason down there. He's outstanding at Kansas. Barry, the Iron Fox down at Kentucky. Love his size. Love the Parentis. Great vision, great leader. I mean, those are all outstanding. But Dennis Smith's very good at scoring point guard for North Carolina State.
10th turnover on Gonzaga. A travel by Williams-Goss.
There's the little floater right here. They're going to watch this in the lane. Nice little floater in the lane. Also, Lonzo Ball, who does so many things for UCLA, is certainly a special young diaper dandy. You can call him a lead guard, point guard. Handles the ball a great deal for Steve Alford's club.
Morris, such a steadying influence at that point guard spot.
Here comes the zone right now.
How do you attack it?
Well, you got to go and get in the gap seams, and I would try to get some shots from Mitra Long. He can shoot the 3.
10 on the shot clock for Morris. Gets a flat screen, pulls up on a deep 2. No roll. Flying in is Bowie, and knocked out of bounds. It'll be Iowa State basketball.
Bowie did a great job keeping that ball alive. So important attacking zones to get in gaps and make 2 people have to attack the basketball. And you can reverse the ball, get it away from. The zone likes to make you go east and west. You want to go north and south.
Karnowski clogging the middle of the zone. 7'1", 300 pounds of him. Iowa State trying to find a crease. 15 to shoot. Burton works on Karnowski, bumping bodies, got it to go. It is a 2-point game.
It's amazing the way he protects the ball. I am in total shock here watching. This is definitely what happened in the Battle of Atlantis. Will the result be the same and a Big 12 team win?
Karnowski rejected by Burton. And a foul and a reach-in.
Louisville had that game and dominated him up to 22. And Baylor came back big time to win that game. And we're seeing a very similar scenario here. A little slow getting up. See, he's not quick off his feet. The athleticism won that battle right there. But he got fouled on the second.
I mean, think of what you're asking Deontay Burton to do. He's got 24 points, and he's got to guard this guy in the lane all night.
Well, he's also got the MVP if they win the game.
Yes, he does.
He's got the MVP trophy. Should have Mickey present it to him. Normally a good shooting team. Gonzaga on the free throw line, shoot like 78% as a team. Well, we got a good one, man. Mike, this turned out to be a good basketball game. They're live now. Those Iowa State fans have really awakened. They were sleeping, man. They were down away.
They had little to cheer about. Now it's a 1-possession game as Karnowski splits the freebies.
Stay with that zone.
Bowie back up top to Morris. They stay in the zone. Who's got the hot hand? It's the man right there on the baseline, Burton. He gets it. Rocker step, now a deep 2, off the iron, and tapped around. Iowa State almost winning some more hustle points.
Little contact right there.
Don't forget, on Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Michigan State and Duke in the ACC Big Ten Challenge from Cameron Indoor. Tuesday night on ESPN. A whole lot of great matchups in that tournament, including Pittsburgh and Maryland, Georgia Tech, Penn State, Syracuse, Wisconsin, the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Some of the other top games.
Yeah, some really terrific basketball matchups. You know, Michigan State, Duke, you're talking about two Hall of Fame coaches right there. Talking about certainly Coach K and Tom Izzo. By the way, we're going to be honoring Tom Izzo. He's a great guy, does so much to help people. We're going to be honoring him up in Iowa. So you people right out of Des Moines over Polk City at the Tournament Club of Iowa on June 21st, and we will sell out. The Matils do a great job putting this event on. We're going to raise a lot of money for the V Foundation. I'm going to speak at it. And Tom, if you want tickets, you want to make plans, call 941-350-0580 and get a chance, you Iowa people, to share a moment with the Hall of Famer, Tom Izzo.
Coming up on the 8-minute mark, a three-point game. Desperation heave, rattles off, tapped up, no good. And there is who else? Burton tearing away the rebound. He's got 8 of them.
He's been a workaholic here today. Done a great job. They had a walking violation. A little slow with the call, but it was a good call.
A rare turnover by Monte Morris. One possession game from Orlando. Championship game between Gonzaga and Iowa State.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Advocare. To learn more about Advocare products, visit advocare.com. And Gildan, your favorite t-shirt.
Furious comeback by Iowa State here in the second half. Deontay Burton, 24 points, 8 rebounds, a one-possession game with 7:58 to play.
Well, Burton's been really terrific. He's made like Willie Burton, who played years ago in Minnesota. I mean, here he is right there, the left hand, the stroke of the jumper. Look at him feeling it. Passion, man. We talked about it earlier. You got to have passion when you want to be a winner. This kid's got passion.
Miami couldn't handle him in the semis, and right now Gonzaga can't handle him in the championship game.
And I'll tell you, Miami's a very good basketball team.
Yes, they are.
Really good team. They're just feeling away now. New backcourt. Norman Newton as a starter. Was a great 6-man last year. That's going to be a good game, by the way, Florida, Miami.
That's coming up next. We'll have that for you on ESPN2. Mike Morgan, Dick Vitale, Andy Katz here from Orlando. Championship game, the 11th year in Orlando, as Matthews can't find the mark from downtown.
Matthews hit a couple big ones early in the game.
Gonzaga has finally cooled off. Iowa State has heated up. Burton, who else? Right at Karnowski, and that time they couldn't get it to drop.
He saw an opening in a gap in that zone, and he just attacked the gap off the bounce. Look at a big screen. Talk about a screener. When Karnowski lays a screen, man, it's unbelievable. Try to get around that screen.
Perkins on the drive, rejected by Burton, but a foul, I believe they got Mitru Long. They did indeed.
Carl Hess with the call on a baseline. They thought they had the block, but it was body contact.
Mitru Long, who Coach Prohm calls the heart and soul of this team, another senior.
You know, you go to tournaments like this, you go and coach, you play 3 games. You really want to hope, you hope, dream to win the whole thing. But if you don't do that, you'd like to win 2 games.
Right.
But you don't want to go 0-3. And really, Indiana State, you talk about heartbreak, tough time. They're so much better than their 0-3 that they suffered here. They battled everyone.
They had Iowa State on the ropes.
They battled everyone. All I could say is this. Last year, there was a team that went 0-3 here. The Iowa Hawkeyes.
How about that?
And they bounced back. Fran McCaffrey did a great job getting them to be rejuvenated, and they bounced back and went to the NCAA tournament.
Well, that ball hit the official and stayed in bounds, and Gonzaga is going to be the benefactor.
Well, the official's part of the play.
Tough break for the Cyclones. 6-point game. And to your point, Dick, you think about teams that played in these tournaments last year. Villanova, they won the NIT tip-off. That's going to be a foul on the take by Holden. Watch this play as the ball hits the official and stays in bounds.
Hey, right there, look. Makes contact. Give him an assist. Put it in the bar. That's an assist for the Zebra, baby. That's an assist for the Zebra.
I don't think Raymond Steinmans wants that assist, but he'll have to take it anyway. As Holden goes to the free throw line. But you know, Nova won the NIT tip-off. North Carolina won the CBE Classic. Oklahoma captured the crown of the Diamond Head. and Syracuse won the battle for Atlanta. So teams that play in these highly competitive events that do well typically do well in March.
Well, you know, it gives you some confidence. You know you can play with people. Plus, it helps your resume to get in the tournament as well. That's another big positive, especially when you're a mid-major team and you get a chance to play the big guys on a neutral floor. You want to take advantage of that opportunity.
Gonzaga up 5 with the basketball.
They're zoning right now. Cyclones in a little matchup.
Shot clock under 10. And a rare mistake by Perkins.
And no ball movement, no player movement in that whole possession.
11 turnovers for Gonzaga.
They've really, that's one of the big problems early in the year, if there is a problem, is turning the ball over too often. I think some of that comes from the lack of cohesiveness and timing of being on the floor together for lots of minutes.
Yep.
You know, we talked about earlier, 8 players play an average of 17 minutes a game.
Another offensive rebound for Iowa State. Tough pass inside, Burton on the reverse.
Tell you one thing, he knows how to utilize his body really well. Hangs in the air. Oh, Marquette rushed a good one on his kid transferred.
He is 6'5", but he plays about 6'9" down low.
Almost had a backcourt violation right there. Ball came almost over the half-court line and went back just in time to get it.
Back to a one-possession game. Open 3 on the way. Got it. That's the freshman, Zach Collins.
You know, Mike, so many times we see the screener become the most dangerous player on the floor. He laid the screen, stepped back, nobody rotated over, wide open, and he shoots the 3. What a freshman prospect this kid is.
A tournament record 13 3-point shots by Gonzaga. Burton trying to respond, and he does. My goodness.
You talk about one guy trying to carry his club, man. He is doing a terrific job.
29 for Burton.
He might get my vote for MVP, win or lose. They're going to come put a stop here.
Gonzaga looks a little out of sorts right now.
There's that screener. Watch the screener. Watch the screener.
Another screen from Collins, sets up an open 3, tapped around, and Iowa State controls it.
You know what, Iowa State? A bunch of gutty, tenacious kids who are really athletic and go after the ball. They go after the ball. Giving up size, but they go after the ball. Small ball, big ball. Spreading the court. Is that zone?
Morris weaving. Morris firing. Got it!
Tremendous play right there by Morris. Used his body well. Good basketball IQ. His dad loves it. His mom loves it. Came up here from Flint, Michigan. That's my boy. That's my boy.
14 for the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year. Williams-Goss on a kick-out pass to Matthews.
They're standing around too much on offense. There's just not enough motion.
Collins goes to work, and a hook foul on Holden. Frenetic pace and an unbelievable run by Iowa State to make it a one-point game.
I'm glad you said unbelievable, because I am stunned that they made this comeback. Look at Morris right there in the lane. Great move. Wow. Flint, baby, they produce basketball players.
Unbelievable comeback here in the second half of this ball game. 3 minutes into the second half, Gonzaga was up by 18 points. It's a one-point game. Deonte Burton has put on a clinic with 29 points and 8 rebounds for Iowa State. While we were away, they've been looking on monitor review whether or not this was a 2 or a 3. Dickie V, it does not get much closer.
Well, you know, I got one eye. It's tough for me, but I think that's a 3. I think there's a slight little space, and that thing's not touching the line. What do you think? Come on, you got 2 eyes.
I got 2. I even got LASIK, and I'm still having a problem. I'm with you. I thought I saw a millimeter of hardwood between the line and the big toe.
That's what I thought with my one eye.
Andy Katz, what do you have?
Well, I was listening to Steve Prohm's huddle there with Iowa State, and he says, first of all, when he sat down, he says, come on, guys. We were down 15, and now we're down 1. You got to love this. And he was preparing them for either zone or man because he doesn't know what Gonzaga is going to do. And I can tell you, this group of guys right now is jacked to try to take this game away from Gonzaga.
Tell you one thing, it'd be a heck of a game in terms of a steal, Andy, because it'll look like domination. We're up 18 here, 3 minutes into the second half. Andy, does this remind you of Baylor and Louisville?
It does. It definitely does. It's that kind of comeback right now for Iowa State, but a very veteran team.
Well, it says a lot about the Big 12, too. West Virginia, suddenly Baylor, they're going to be good basketball teams all year, not just Kansas.
Suffocating defense from Iowa State. Collins splits the double and draws the foul, and that is why the young man is going to be special.
Oh, he's got great size. First of all, it starts with his size. I mean, you can't teach 7 feet. Played, as Landy said earlier, behind Chase Jeter down at Duke. Played behind Zimmerman, who's now in the NBA. Played at UNLV. Bishop Gorman High School.
Now tonight after college hoops, tune into Sports Center at night with John Buccigross. We'll have all the college basketball highlights as well as the rest of the day in sports. Boomer and Herm join in for NFL highlights and analysis at Sports Center at night on ESPN.
Well, good to see Chris out there. We're going to be honoring him at my Dick Vitale Gala this year. Chris Berman will be one of our honored guests. Great guys. Done a terrific job over the 30-plus years at ESPN. Here we go. We got a one-possession game, buddy. You and I having an enjoyable afternoon.
This has been phenomenal. Now, number 30's got to touch it here, right? Burton's got 29.
Absolutely. You try to get it going. It's going to be a Morris Burton kind of game. But don't underestimate Long as well. Neutral Long can shoot it.
That's a step-back 3 on the way. And another offensive rebound. Count the basket and the foul.
He just threw that up, baby. That's a good sign. If you're a Cyclone fan, you're from Ames, that's a good sign because he just turned and threw that up in the glass and it went down. I mean, here's Thomas who really shoot the ball, has not shot it well here today. Just threw that up on the glass. And look at him do a little dance. A little dance. Oh, dancing with the stars.
Is this not why we love Feast Week? I mean, I feel like we're in March right now.
Well, that's why I love college basketball. I've loved it for 38 years. Everybody always says, oh, you're so enthusiastic and passionate about it. Why not? You sit here and see this. I see this every year.
Holden fires up a brick. It remains a 1-point lead for Gonzaga.
Well, Holden gave him a big basket right there and that offensive rebound. Iowa State's never led in this game. Never led. The key is who's leading at the end. It's amazing how teams lose their momentum. I mean, you see it in college basketball so often. I mean, they looked unbeatable, Gonzaga, for the first 23 minutes of this game.
Long 3, no. Great box out by the Cyclones.
Can they take their first lead? Mike, can they take their first lead?
Morris to Burton. And Mitru Long says, hold up, plenty of time.
They got a little swag to their game right now. They're playing with a lot of confidence. You see their eyes. You see their feel right now. Steve Prohm's got to feel really good. Did a terrific job when he was at Murray State.
Morris from long range, too strong. Another rebound, Burton. Burton blocked from behind. Gets it back, and a fresh 30-second shot clock and a foul on Gonzaga.
Tell you one thing about Burton, he's got that 6'11" wingspan, and he utilizes it really well. He's an attacker, man. He's a warrior. I don't care those guys are 7 feet. I'm going after the ball. And he's going to challenge him as well.
Burton with 29 points, 10 rebounds.
And a lot of heart.
And a ton of heart.
Toughness. A lot of toughness.
Well, if Iowa State takes the lead here, Hilton Magic is going to blow the roof off the building here in Orlando. Oh. Just that rimmed out. Karnowski boards it.
It was right there, baby. It was right there. Here we go. We never thought we'd see this. Minute 40, 1 point. Are you kidding me? We thought it was blown. I was ready to get all the blowout material.
It was an 18-point lead at one point in the second half. Karnowski.
They're playing home on him. One guy staying with him.
Can't get it. Williams flying in. He left it short. Got it back. In the trees, he draws the foul.
Great effort right there by Williams. He's been quiet most of the afternoon. He was superb against Florida, against the Gators. There's Karnowski. They played him basically one-on-one. They know if it double up, he's going to find the open man. There's Williams' size, his length. He gets an effort to go to the line. Former Missouri Tiger. Let him in rebounding, scoring, block shots. What a great finish here.
Third foul on Deontay Burton. It was not a bad box out on that play either. Jonathan Williams just longer and was able to reach over without committing the foul.
You know the kid we haven't seen really shoot the ball today is the kid Thomas.
Yeah.
He's 6th all time at Iowa State in terms of shooting the three. Both out. Spinning out.
An empty trip at the line. Iowa State would take its first lead with a basket here.
I like the leadership he showed him on neutral long. He's putting where guys should go, spread the court. Here we go.
Rebound Williams.
But he shot the ball too quickly right there.
Well, they've been settling
patience
for some deep threes the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, you want a little more patience right there. You want a three, but not take the deep three. You have to shoot it from down in Sarasota.
Final
what a good
60
finish.
seconds of the game. Mike Morgan, Dick Vitale with Andy Katz. Everything we could possibly have hoped for in this game. As you mentioned, Dickie V, I think we were both kind of thinking some of the filler material might make a cameo early in the second half. Iowa State, though, we should know better, right? I mean, they're well coached. They always have a knack of staying in games for 40 minutes. 2 out of the last 3 years, the Cyclones have made it to the Sweet 16. Let's talk about the action right now. What does Iowa State have to do to finally take that lead?
Well, first of all, number one, they got to come up with a stop here defensively. That's number one. Obviously, they're going to take some time off the clock and look for a high percentage shot. I've watched Karnowski as the passer. They decided to play him one rather than double him up, because when they doubled him up early in the game, he was just finding, dishing that rock, man, right over the top of guys, and man, it was really tough to defend. And then they got into possession. When they get the ball, they got to make sure they take good shots. The last 2 possessions, I did not think they took the shot they were wrong.
Yeah, took a pair of NBA threes, essentially. A 1-point game with a minute to go. Today's player of the game brought to you by Advocare, and regardless who wins it, there's no question who's been the best performer tonight. It's Deontay Burton.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. That's why we're in the moment that we're having, the magical moment. As you said, the Hilton Magic. I was there one time when they beat Michigan, and that place was rocking like you couldn't believe. Also, Johnny York came that night to the game. It was special to see Johnny.
Steve Prohm told me, I said, because he was up for some other jobs, but he said, I'm going to tell you right now, it is one of the best 5 fan bases in America, bar none. 14,000 a night, doesn't matter who they're playing.
Here we go. Let's see what they do with this possession. Karnowski's not on the floor now. Put him out of the lineup.
Collins he's down low.
That tells you what they think of Collins.
A runner rims off. There's Collins, got his paws on it. Loose ball picked up by Monte Morris.
Here we go now. Gonzaga's going to get the ball back. No matter what happens here, they're going to get the ball back. Looking at that shot clock. It's got to be in Morris's hands. He's got to make something happen. Either the floater in the lane or he's got to find somebody open. But he's got to be the catalyst and the leader. And Burton's got to be able to get some touch. He wants to go one-on-one.
Burton on a 3. Another tough shot for Iowa State.
Very tough. But, you know, it's difficult to fault the guy that's been on fire like he has been. I thought they shot the ball too quickly in that possession.
Now, the last 3 possessions, deep 3-point shots against that zone.
Need a little more patience. Your point guard's got to take charge there. You got to take charge as the leader and make sure that you get the good shot. Now here goes Collins to the free throw line.
It's a 1-and-1. It's only the 19th foul, so not the double bonus yet. Biggest free throw of this young man's life, Zach Collins, the true freshman.
You know, it's interesting. Down the stretch here, Collins is on the floor. That's what they think of this kid.
No doubt about it. And he calmly buries it.
Absolutely. No matter what happens here today, you're going to hear a lot about this kid throughout his career.
Iowa State, 1 timeout remaining. Too strong on the second. Do they use the timeout?
Well, now, if the 3 is available, you take it, but you don't need the 3.
There you
You
go.
don't need it. Good timeout right there. And I think it's got to all start with Morris. Morris is the guy. We hear rave reviews. Everybody tells us, we talk to Iowa State, he's the best point guard in America. Well, now you've got to be able to take charge.
You don't need a 3.
They don't need a 3. Right now, what you got to do, you have momentum on your side if it goes to overtime. You take a high percentage shot. If it happens to come in the rhythm of your offense and Thomas can spot up or Mitchell Long, who are both capable of shooting 3s, then you let him shoot it. But you don't say, well, we got to get a 3 now. You basically take the first good kind of offensive shot you get, whether it be a 2 or a 3.
Family of Monte Morris making the trip from Flint, Michigan. A senior would love nothing more and to pull off a winning shot here in the final 8.8. Gonzaga, by the way, has never lost in this building. They're 8-0.
Wow. I'll tell you this. You would have said to Coach Pro, And I'd be designing a shot here when they were down 18 in the second half. He'd say, you're wacky, man. Get him to the mental institution because there's no way.
I don't think anybody in this building would have believed that. I mean,
Wow.
Gonzaga came out hitting everything. They're still shooting over 50% from three. They hit 13 of them. That is a tournament record. But Iowa State has elevated its play in every facet here in the second half.
When they got scrappy, they came up, they had more bounce to the step, they moved the ball. Morris started to become Morris, and that game at Burton was off the charts.
They will inbound it far side.
You want to get in the hands of Morris.
Bench.
You want to get the ball in the hands of Morris.
It is with 8 seconds. Morris gets it back, and they'll immediately foul. They had 2 to give, so now they have. There's going to be that 1 to give. That's team foul number 6. The next one would send them to the free throw line.
Takes a little time off the clock.
Now it's 5.6. Gonzaga certainly would not foul here, not voluntarily anyway.
No. Next one's in a bonus. I mean, next one you're shooting.
Right.
Free throw. All right, here we go now. Again, I'd penetrate that and look the gap. Find the gap, Morris. Get in that gap. Playing too much on a perimeter.
Morris for the win. No! Gonzaga does it again for the 3rd time.
Another 9-zip in this building. Wow, but what a gutty effort by the Iowa State Cyclones. They got a shot to win the game. I mean, incredible comeback. Just a little bit shy. 1 shot away from unreal. Yeah, it was. They took too much time off on the perimeter. Let's see, too far. Look at what. I think there's too much distance away from the basket. He did get a good shot there. Got a good shot, just did not go down.
And give Killian Tilly credit. The 7-footer got the hand in the face, altering the shot just enough.
Yeah, he did a great job in his rotation coming out. Volleyball player as well, great athletic player. We're talking about his dad being the coach of the national volleyball team. And Andy Katz, I see him right there with Mr. Few, who's got to feel a relief. Because they were selling Mailux like crazy in Spokane. They were getting so nervous.
A 2,800-mile voyage from Spokane, Washington to Orlando, Florida. Mark Few with his 3rd championship in this event. Andy Katz is standing by with the winning head coach.
All right, thank you guys. Mark, you just breathed a sigh of relief. So take me through, how did you guys defend that last play so well?
Well, first of all, I thought the guys did a good job playing. We knew we were going to foul, so we wanted them to use a little bit of time. Would have liked to use a little more, but, they executed that, which isn't easy. And then we did a good job. We trust those young bigs to switch and jump out and guard. And I thought they did a nice job there.
So you knew Iowa State was going to come back, but what transpired to where it got away from you guys to where they were right back in this game?
A couple things. First of all, they got a bunch of seniors that have won a bunch of games. They got a lot of pride. Very rarely are you going to win a game in the first half. And I thought they flipped the switch. They were much more aggressive than us on both ends. We got really tentative on the offensive end, and they turned it up a little bit. And then Burton got rolling down here, and we didn't do a good job, kind of understanding that and getting to him. But, we also showed some resiliency, some pride, and some toughness. When momentum's going against you, it ain't easy to flip the switch and come back and win.
So 3 times here, you've won it all 3 times, never lost in this building. How can this title be a springboard going forward this season?
Well, I think for everybody who plays in these tough preseason tournaments, I mean, they are awesome opportunities to grow. Your team comes together, you play high-level competition. I mean, Florida and Iowa State are teams I think are going to play into the second weekend of the tournament, and you learn a lot about your team. So we get to go home now. We got to rest and start getting better.
Thanks, Mark. Congratulations.
Yeah, you bet, Andy. Thanks.
Andy, thank you. Gonzaga's going to be in the top 10, and Dick Vitale, Gonzaga might be a Final Four team.
Well, Gonzaga has that potential. We saw that in the first 20 minutes of this game. They were super. But right here, you got to give them credit in a way to hang on and win the game, because Iowa State was really coming back, had all the momentum, and there's a little hug right there. Mark Few's got to feel like $1 million. But this team is going to grow, and so is the Iowa State team. Iowa State's got to build off this. Build off the fact that, hey, we can play. And this is a legitimate big-time team when we look at Gonzaga. Hey, it's been a lot of fun. Great being here. It's my 2nd year, and I love being here.
Dickie V, this has been an exceptional game, exceptional tournament. And for me personally, it's been exceptional working with you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Mike. You're a young rising star.
I appreciate that. A diaper dandy, if you will. Don't forget to join us tonight for the Wood and Legacy Championship game. The Aggies taking on UCLA, 8:30 right here on ESPN. For Dick Vitale and Andy Katz and our entire crew, this is Mike Morgan saying so long, and thanks for watching.